Can you hear me, yeah?
Good evening, VPG! Once again, we are back, and this time, we have brought you Mr. VPG himself, Arron Delossa. Wouldn't put on camera because he's in his boxes, so we've saved you that one.
Call him out.
But he is on the chat. Welcome to you, Arron.
Yo, hello guys.
Right
Cheers for having me.
then. What first and foremost, let us know how you got on tonight with the poll, because it's always fun to kind of to see what kind of audience we're working with. Like, because if you've had a bad night, we're happy to go ham on a few things, but if you've had a good night, we'll keep it relatively positive. But I mean, the hot topic tonight is, of course, the centre backs, which then leads into the heights. And the rules and the divide between apparently the whole club's community, Arron. So look, as just a little bit of an intro before you explain everything to these good people, what I will say is I've spoken to a few people on the build up to this stream, and when you explained it to me earlier on the phone, I felt like I really got it, which is why I thought it was very important for you to come on here tonight and just kind of explain that like you did with me. So the floor is yours. And what I will say, if you are in the chat, write something in the chat whilst Delossa is talking, because we add your name to the wheel and we're going to spin that wheel a record number of times tonight. Let's go.
Yeah, basically I'll start from the start of everything. So basically in the first, about 2-3 years ago, when we first added height restrictions, the main purpose of them is to encourage a positive football experience for the whole community. That was the main purpose for the height restrictions. And obviously every year when the new game comes out, there's always metas, there's always different new metas, and there's always ways that people try find to expose certain areas and, I won't say cheat, but they find loopholes into everything. The newest one, obviously, we've had, it's not just 2 teams that it happened to with Famara Kawamadame. That's a good example, but majority of the Premier games, and I've not watched Elite or below Esports Premier, but what you're seeing now is, like, back in the day when people play 3-5-2, 3-1-4-2, you'll usually see the CDMs that will drift wide to collect the ball and then and just rotate the players round. Whereas now, what you're kind of seeing is, you're seeing strikers swapping with centre-backs, you're seeing centre-backs dropping with wingers, centre-backs literally all around the pitch so they can win those headers. Now, we made height restrictions for a reason where, like, it's, well, I say it in feet and inches, so 6'2" is for your centre-back and 6 foot is for your outfield players. Now, that purpose, everyone knows that they wanted the defenders to have the advantage to win the crosses when it gets gambled in, because we all remember FC25 when people would cross for those flick downs, and it was a bit of a boring game where people would just cross and long ball too much. Whereas now,
I'm going to stop you mid-flow, Arron, because I was actually debating this with 8ball earlier, and was that the reason? Because I was like, in my opinion, like, you do any height, any weight, do what you want, play the game. But the reason it came into fruition in VPG, is it for the match itself, like the quality of the match and one to take away the metas? Or was it because people you found were, I wouldn't say cheating the system, because people can cheat the system in real life football if you build a bigger team and you just attack from corners. What was the reason that you initially brought in the height restrictions?
I think it was when we had no restrictions and it started getting into super competitive mode, everyone was forced to play. I think the max size was at the time was 6'7". Everyone was forced to play 6'7" in order to compete, because at that time people would do square lob passes from goal kicks. If you didn't play 6'7", you would lose every single header. First and second, you'd lose it. So that was the main reason. If you didn't play 6'7" anywhere on the pitch, you'll get dominated and you'll lose, because people find these like transitions to win those headers and flick downs, which are so important in this game. Whereas this game's a bit more passing on the floor, but now you're starting to see people push up their centre backs to as strikers just to win those flick downs. Whereas for me, like people voted for this restriction with 6'2" and 6 foot. If they want to go back to the old cross and have the strikers taller and cross flick downs, if they want that sort of style, then they should have voted for strikers to be a bit more taller. But we're seeing now people abusing it. I've basically announced it and saying we're making this change, obviously, because we're seeing it in esports Premier a lot for every single team. But obviously, not everyone understands this because they're not experiencing it every game day. Because obviously, the esports Premier is just super competitive.
So the question I've got to you then, Arron, and I said this to you earlier on. I said this a couple of times in the general chat today. Was to me, the rule has always been there. It's in the rule book.
100%. Yeah, it's always been there. Yeah.
75th minute onwards, you can then chuck centre backs forward. So for me today, you kind of just clarifying that, you getting it into the rule book and reminding people of that. Were you surprised with the amount of backlash that you had from that?
Not really, because even with the last changes, like when we went to 5'10", people don't like change. The pro clubs community don't like change at all. If you make one little tweak, then you just get someone coming in the chat saying something random. So you're not going to please everyone. So that doesn't really bother me. The one thing just to say is, the clubs community don't like any change. They like getting used to a system. Maybe they don't abuse the centre back. Maybe some people do, but yeah, they don't like change. So I mean, it doesn't bother me. I thought I was making the right decision. I've kept it for esports Premier, but everyone else maybe they're not experiencing it yet. But these are the situations that we noticed them early. We want to get rid of them, and then in 2-3 weeks down the road, people go, "Yep, let's get rid of it," because because people are starting to notice it. You know what I mean? People pick up these metas, and and it just gets ruined. But it's not like ruined, but it's just the styles. I mean, I welcome all styles to the game, but if you've got to swap a striker and a centre back just to win a flick down, like it's just like.
And I think
that's
that's everyone's worry at the moment, isn't it? It is the introduction of that centre back rule. One, is it going to change their gaming experience negatively? And two, which is funny, but everyone seemed to be really worried about the amount of tickets that your admins would have to go through.
They're not worried about that.
Which is so nice of them, isn't it? But
nice.
Is it a case of? Is it a case of you talking about this? One of the grey areas I'll say, and I'll be honest with you with this, is the corners, because I think the way that you wrote it was when corners come in, once the attack ends, you then centre backs need to go. Is it a case of we need to be really kind of on the money there and say, look, the attack ends when blank happens, i.e. it goes out of play? Do you think it's still a good rule, but those grey areas need to be completely eradicated, or is it a case of just
people always find like a grey area. So for example, like they need it written down for everything, every scenario. If it went out for a throw-in, then obviously the play's still on. You know what I mean? If it goes out for a throw-in near their end, it's still on. You'll keep the centre backs up. I'm not really bothered about that. It's a set piece. Like if they're still in that attacking momentum, they can stay up. But it's just in those moments where people are deliberately bringing centre backs up just to win the flicks.
Yeah, so I think the thing that kind of settled it for me was it's always it's not the majority. It really truly is the minority of people trying to abuse it, and that's what you're trying to prevent at the moment. And I think a lot of people, their instant reaction to that was, actually, this is you trying to control the way we play. I
think people just don't want have that restriction on the centre back going up. Whereas if they're not doing it at the minute, they're not doing anything wrong. Where people, I bet you after I cancelled that rule tonight, I bet you so many people will have tried it, 100%.
I mean, you guys, let us know in the chat. Maybe that's what the poll should have been. Did you see anyone abuse this, or
they
has
would have done 100%. But
let us. I mean, we can check the tickets as well, but let us know in the chat if you guys saw anyone creeping forward, or if you saw anyone running back from centre back. If you're playing E-Prem tonight because they didn't really understand the rule, I don't know. Just the whole idea of getting Arron on tonight was just to kind of discuss this with you guys, to put him on the floor, to put you guys on the floor, and just kind of get to the bottom of, one, why it was introduced, why he thinks it's such a good idea, and two, just to get your feedback from it as well.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it's hard to implement like right now. Like if you're just a normal team and be like, right, okay, we're going to throw the centre backs up for every occasion, which means we need the CDMs dropping, which means we need to reshuffle the midfield. I think it's really hard to, like, the rule was announced then, and then you make it implement. People might have tried it, but it wouldn't have come off effectively, in my opinion. I think later down the line, the next couple of games, next couple of weeks, you might see a polished system of them doing it. But it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Then you've got a centre half. You've got probably like a midfielder that's covering for a centre back, which your striker is going to win the aerial battle, hopefully against him, if you go up the other end. So I do think there's swings and roundabouts with it.
I mean, even on the previous FIFAs, you would see like a centre back switch with a winger to win the header from goal kicks. Like that sort of stuff is normal. Like it's happened over the years, but now it's starting to be like pushing up to strikers and pushed up in many moments of the game, and it's just like it's not needed. It's just abusing it a little bit. But they don't need to do that. Like if people want to play tall striker out and they want to vote for it, it's not my problem. It's not a problem. I'll pull it in. It's just they don't need to like bring up centre backs and swap them around. It's just finding ways to win that flick. Because at the minute we're seeing defenders win every single header, whereas if it's a centre back versus centre back, it's like 50-50 more in the final third.
Doyle, mate. Unless you're class Doyle.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you know, unless the tickets tonight are full of teams and games outside of the esports prem, tossing centre backs forward, nothing's going to change in terms of bringing that centre back rule back in.
It's only for esports premier at the minute, that rule.
Yeah, but there's no chance of it coming back in, save for an absolute uproar in the tickets tonight.
No, I mean, even if people like, let's say in a week or two, if people start to abuse it and people want it removed, I'm just going to just lull them and just say no. Yeah, I want.
The people have spoken. I mean, so I've just seen it come up in the chat, and I think it's a really good thing for us to get off our chest, Delossa, because I know where you stand on this. A lot of people are saying, and agents just put it in the chat now, isn't VPG supposed to make FIFA as close to real life as possible?
But this game is not close to real life at all, so we can't compare it to real life like that. I mean, we've got a good passing gameplay this year with on the floor and quick movements, but like look at the goalkeepers, they're superhuman. That's not realistic.
Yeah, fair.
So I mean, I think over the years, if people are new to the community, have only been playing a couple of years, then they don't really know the full reasons behind the restrictions. But the reason why, obviously, we wanted to ban the centre backs going up is because they're abusing that cross meta again, which we wanted removing from FC25, which we did after a while. But I mean, like for me, like people can still play long. It doesn't bother me with long balls. People can still cross. It's fine. Like they're not like as OP. But now they're doing that by abusing the centre back meta.
And I think a lot of people are, again, using kind of real life examples. So, you know, your Van Ven's running forward from centre back, your company's pinging one from 30 yards. Is that what you're trying to eradicate, Delossa? Or can you be more specific of what you're trying to actually eradicate when you brought in that rule at midday today?
I mean, it's always been like real life. Say, for example, like you're 1-0 down, 80th minute, 75th minute, don't really matter. You want to push a centre back forward. That's normal. Yeah. That's always happened in VPG. Everyone does that. Or come on, go up, try win the flick on late minute so we can try get a goal. That's normal. It's the people that are constantly, all game, pushing their centre backs up to win those vital flick-ons to get those goals.
So just to be clear, if you've got a centre back in the 10th minute who skins 3 or 4 players and manages to go through one-on-one and scores, is that okay?
What do you mean? Like he just takes on 10 players?
Yeah. So
he basically come from his natural position of defense, picks up the ball, and let's say like decoy runners, he's running from his own position, and scores a goal, that's all good.
What
Abusing
time?
everything.
Oh, there it is. You're back in. What a time to cut out that was, Delossa.
Oh, was it? My bad. Yeah. Oh, did it not hear me? No.
No.
I
Go
can
ahead.
hear you.
What did I say? I'm asking
So
just what I said.
if a centre half runs from his, like, let's say his own defensive box to the
Yeah.
opposition box, Van de Ven-esque scores, we're cool with that.
I mean, yeah, if he started from his own position, that's not a problem for me. Like, not at all. Or even like the odd time, I don't mind. It's when like you'll see so many teams just abusing it all the time now, like constantly.
Yeah, because
It's
the
the
thing is,
constant.
it must be so great if you've got like centre halves like Harry Maguire, for example, in real life, that plays out from the back, and then starts like creeping in forward, plays it to his wing, and now say he's in the middle of the park, but he sees the space to go forward and go in. We're okay with that. So if you're naturally playing and your centre halves are moving up the pitch with the ball but staying in centre half, they've then ran into space, popped it off to the wing, and be like, do you know what? I can run into the box here because I can see a gap. That counts as natural play. It's basically a centre half when the ball's in, let's say, with the opposition, they then just randomly run up top without any worry, and the CB drops back in, or the CDM drops back in, and now they're there on the pitch. Like, that's not what we do.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we just have to wait because usually after Christmas there's a big gameplay update from EA side that will be a big one. So, I mean, if people want to cross more and they want a one tall strike, I mean, I'm okay for that if the community want that, but like they don't need to just send like, do you know what I mean? They don't need to send centre backs up for the whole game. Like, we've even had people swap their whole three centre backs for like a striker cam for the full
And
game.
I think that's what we're trying to, that's what we're trying to get rid of, is not centre backs coming forward a la Harry Maguire or Van Ven. It's really that very, very abusive meta abusing, and this is the point that Delossa made to me earlier on, was the way people are thinking about it. It's for the people who are abusing it. It's not for your 99% of you and your teams. You're not trying to stop centre backs coming over the halfway line, as we saw a lot today. It really truly is stopping people putting three at the back, but one of them is in a stupid meta abusing build, and swapping them out or moving them to the wing for knockdowns, because that actually is probably not realistic.
Well, to be fair, everyone does that anyway at the minute, from centre back to wing. I think everyone does that right now anyway. So, I mean, for that side, I'm not really bothered because they're not really getting up the pitch too much or pushing up to the wing, which is fine for goal kicks. I mean, you can't really stop that. But when they say, for example, your right mid's got the ball in the opposition field, perfect place for a cross, and then you've got your centre backs in there, two centre backs pushing up for that flick for your striker, and then they get a goal.
Yeah, totally agree.
It's just not natural.
So just to calm some of the irate messages in the chat earlier on, it's not it shouldn't really affect 99% of you anyway. It's really truly just to stop and to get an actual
100%.
rule that, when you do raise a ticket and say, look, this lad's playing up front on a boss build or whatever at 6'2", he stood up front the whole game, you can easily say to that team in a ticket, look, this is clearly in the rule book, get out. But if someone again pings 30 yarder from centre back, it's not going to be an issue. So I think that the brilliant thing here is, a lot of people have been saying, well, I can't run up from centre back and score. But Domino and I have been doing this for 2.5 years now, and I can't think of a single time. So I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna prevent anything. But the point is, I think what Delossa is trying to say, and what I think the point was missed a little bit earlier on, which is why I was desperate to get him on tonight, was just to kind of say people are abusing it behind the scenes, and I think that's the be all and end all of it. We're not deep diving into how realistic is FC26, how realistic is VPG, because let's be honest, you have to say again. Sound like a robot.
Is someone put Delossa underwater?
Who's waterboarded him? The chat's finally got to him.
Yeah. They've got to him, mate. Someone's got to him. Delossa can't hear a word you're saying.
Yeah, we'll give him a sec. But we did spin the wheel, by the way, and we'll go on.
So that rule is now non-existent other than the Prem and the UK.
Other than VPG Esports Premier, yeah.
Yeah, VPG Esports Premier, that rule is still into effect. But other than that, centre halves can do what they want.
Isaac said he plays like a robot as well. Yeah, we'll keep adding people to the Wheel of Fun as the night goes on. But maybe. I mean, I feel like we cleared up a lot in a relatively short space of time. So maybe we say thank you and good night to Mr. Robot, Mr. VPG.
Mr.'s gone. So 8Ball, the one thing I did want to ask him, I don't know if you know this because I want it cleared up as well. Now, just in the top league. If that happens, what do a team do? Do they clip that or basically be like, look, here's the occasion. They send it across. Someone watches it and confirms that. So someone's judge, jury, and executioner in that situation. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly that.
Right. Okay.
Exactly
After
that.
they're judge, jury, executioner and say, look, I think you broke the rules.
Mm-hmm.
What is the punishment? Is it that team is an automatic loss 3-0 or do you replay the game? Like what's the...
I think that's what they're trying to shore up effectively.
Right, okay.
Because
so what the punishment is to the crime.
Yeah, so if they say, look, you can't have centre backs playing as a centre forward, and then you play a centre back as a centre forward, and the rule book says if you do this, it's this. Whereas at the moment, it's a bit like centre backs can't attack, and it's like, okay, well, what does that mean? And even the rule they brought in today, the rule was centre backs can come up for corners, fine, but as soon as the attack's over, they have to go back. Define an attack being over.
Define
that
the
type
attack
of thing.
being over. Because you're a striker, you could cheat. You're like, they're breaking on a counter attack. I was like, I'm actually going to stay up because I think we might win the ball. I'm in attack. And good, clever players will do that and take gambles if you're losing on it, where it's really hard. You can determine phases of game, the first phase of attack, the second phase of attack, but you can't claim when the attack is completely finished because there's always opportunity. So, yeah, it's a really, to be fair, it must be a really, really hard one to police anyway, unless there's an obvious abuse of it. Because I could defend it in certain scenarios, not just like every time it's kickoff, your centre half just runs and your striker just runs back. Like literally, it's not like that's the clear and obvious error of it.
Exactly, and the whole point is I do feel for Delossa when people say, oh, it's not realistic, but it's, he can only work with what he's been given in the form of FC26. So, you've got to take the rough with the smooth here. And like he said, people voted for height restrictions this year. I think as far as he's concerned, as long as the majority are happy, he's happy to go with whatever.
Yeah, that's the way you do it, isn't it?
And yeah, like he said, people voted for it, so you guys are stuck with it now. You're also stuck with us for the next half an hour, but we've got this lovely wheel which we will spin again. So if your name's not on there, type in the chat now, we'll get you added, and then we'll do some around the grounds, I think, because we've not gone anywhere just yet. So let us know where you want us to go, and
can we see how Coachy TV done?
Coachy. I mean, we got to go find them again, which is a real pain. Just type in cock. It's the only way, right? What? 2-1 win. 2-1 loss is good for them, to be fair. A 0-0.
Make points on the board.
A 3-0. I think it might have been a default, but still, a win's a win. A win's a win.
I'll take any points for them. That's fantastic. Okay, cool. 3 points on the board.
Right, everyone's in. Everyone's in. Jamesy, you're here. I've got you in. Don't worry. Saw your name pop up. Right, let's do it. Good luck. I mean, mate, Domino, you're on there as well, so.
100%. Get me one of those hoodies.
Oh my God, he's bunting. After he's having some night tonight. He is having some night.
I'm going to get you a cup. I am going to get you a cup, I'll tell you that.
The cup is here. The cup is here.
We've got the merch in there. I'll show it on stream. This is what you're getting. I'm not even lying to you. Here we go. Get the cup. Get the cup.
It's not bad. It's not far away. To be fair, I mean, that's 2 baller VIPs we're giving away tonight, Domino. I'm not sure we can afford this, really. Right, we'll spin that again in another 5 minutes. If your name's not on there, let us know and we'll get you
guys hear
added. Oh my God, he's back.
Scared me.
Yo, I spent 5 minutes trying to sort that.
What happened?
I don't know. You guys went all robot-y. Then you said I went robot-y. And then
Takes one to know one.
Is that Spider-Man meme?
Well, you just
I don't know what happened, but
you missed Lord
crazy.
Harrison spinning the wheel. So yeah, I mean we're going to go around the grounds now, Delossa, and I guess unless there's anything you kind of need to get off your chest, if there's anything you need to say, then
I think that's it really. Like obviously there's gonna be a big update for after Christmas, which we're used to from the previous years, and then from there we'll see what needs to be changed and what the community like and don't like. But if people want to see more crosses, then they can vote for one striker builder to be bigger. But all the aim was from today was to make sure that all the centre backs just aren't abusing it in an abuse way. Like, but everyone just took it.
We speculated, but before you went all robotic on the chat,
beep bop.
That basically, if the majority want something in, you're okay with it. So if the majority,
yeah, but I'll do managers. Like, there's a lot of people in that Discord who just waffle. So
Guilty.
So it'll just be managers that we'll do a separate manager chat for that. I mean, I don't mean it in a bad way, right? Everyone's entitled to their own opinion who waffle, but there's some people in there who don't even play VPG, then going like, yeah, height restriction. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like I can't really take that feedback seriously when they don't even play.
Yeah. So it's a core principle of like the people that have been and around.
Yeah.
We're 16 seasons now.
I mean, even after I cancelled it because I got annoyed, like even a lot of managers messaged me saying, "Oh, I wish you should have kept it in" and all this stuff. But
had a chance to vote.
I mean, I don't forget that there's loads of people in that server, and if people don't understand it, then obviously they're going to vote against it. So it is what it is. It don't bother me. I just wanted to make it so people don't get abused on. But,
yeah. And while we're going around the grounds, no better way to start than Mr. Delossa, who was off air talking about some of the results. So, Mr. Delossa, let's talk about your night and how you got on with the Focus Boys.
It's a tricky start to the night, a 3-0 and a 4-0, but you guys bounced back well.
4-0? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
Oh, yeah,
4-1.
Yeah. Yeah. Delossa told us he won 3-0. What's all this about?
Yeah, so basically on 2 days last week, it's like we've not been consistent. So like we'll win a game, lose 2 and draw 1. And then there've been nights where we haven't won. And I think it was just like, it was like 3-5-2 or 3-1-4-2. We were just in a stable sort of, not really creating much. And people are set out to man mark a 3-5-2 in the Prem's a different level. And especially it's our first year. Like they're all set out to play against 3-5-2, 3-1-4-2 every single game day. So it was tough for us to get out, and we're still learning. Like the game's still new and changes all the time. So before the gameplay, before the update, before the new season, it was really good because like we in the qualifiers we were doing really good against teams and going back to back, and then it just like changed, and it just made it a bit tough for us. So obviously tonight the last 3 game days apart from Tuesday because I got annoyed, so I rescheduled Tuesday. So last week, we didn't do too great. We were struggling to just get on the same wavelength, but tonight we changed it to a 4-3-2-1 where the striker will come into basically a centre forward role. So we've got the left centre mid, right centre mid basically pushing up. CDM is basically more holding and dictates play. Left back and right back can push up to support the width, and it just worked well. Like in that middle, when we had the forward 3 in the middle, the centre mids pushing up, it was just those quick X's that worked well in that formation. Apart from Mad Army, where we're constantly attacking you all the game. But we went like the first 60 minutes of that game at 0-0, and then once we conceded 1 from something wasn't that great, and then they just killed us after that.
What I'm thinking, is because I haven't been around a team like again for a while. So when you're thinking of like editing a formation or changing things, because obviously it's very easy throwing the baby out with the bathwater if a week before you didn't do well. How does it work? As you as like the manager, do you be like, no, this is not working, boys, I want to do this? Or do you have like a group of 2 or 3 where you bounce ideas off like, boys, what do you want to do? Because this is not working. You kind of the shot caller, and then everyone pitches around that.
Yeah, so obviously we kept to our strict formation with 3-1-4-2 and 3-5-2. The last, well, since the season started, we haven't really changed it much, and we weren't really getting any shots off. We weren't creating chances, and we could tell that people didn't leave, but they weren't enjoying it. And the main thing is, I mean, sometimes we had a laugh and everything, but like, you wanna like at least be in the game or to enjoy it. So we thought of many ideas. Like obviously, the players in the team, they're all like, I won't say they're young, but they're all like Keenan's like what 24, 25. I'm in my 30s. Nep, is he 30s? What knows? And yeah, like we got quite a lot of older players in our team, and obviously we're chilled and we just want to come on and enjoy it. And obviously with the 3-5-2, 3-1-4-2, it just didn't suit us at that time, so we changed it. And obviously it was me, Keenan, and Cobes that decided on the 4-3-2-1 today, because we were going to go with the 4-2-3-1 or 4-1-2-1-2, but that was the change worked really well for us. Like we battled Madami for the first 60 minutes. We had chances ourselves, but the superhuman keepers just come out of nowhere and save everything.
It's the catches, mate. We keep saying it on stream. The saves are questionable. It's when you shoot from like 6 yards out and it sticks in their gloves. I'm like, that is the most unrealistic thing in the entire world. I don't get it.
And then tonight we played Axe Clan. I know they're like fighting relegation with us at the bottom. We played them and it was 1-0 to us. And then Keenan had a 1-on-1 on his screen. He scored, but because then straight away, he scored. He got a sync error, where 3 other players also got the sync error, but on their screen it showed Keenan scored, but on the players that didn't get kicked out, it showed that they didn't score. So like what? So I knew that issue from the previous day anyway, because someone sent it me. But so we replayed the full game. Instead of playing like 60 minutes, I just said play the full game at 1-0. So we replayed the game. We went 2-0 down, so it would have been 2-1, because obviously we got the goal from the other game. Then we went to 2-2, and literally in the 88th minute, was it me who did long ball? I'm not sure who did the long ball. Well, I don't think it was me. I think it might have been Chubbs or someone. We did a long ball, and he looked offside. I mean, from the replay, he was miles offside, like Valles. Obviously, we need to clip it back. He was miles offside, but for some reason, it didn't like get called. And then we ended up scoring from that, which we got. So we won 3-2. So that was a good win. Then
I thought you were going to say you played the long ball up top and the centre half knocked it on.
Well, I did a really good over top today to Keenan. Like that's flowing again. So it's just about. I'm not bothered about getting relegated or fighting relegation, because it's a tough league. It's expected, but at least we're having fun and creating chances and scoring. But yeah, I mean, like in the Premier, we did well. We got a draw and a win, apart from Madami, which was a reschedule, which is a guaranteed loss anyway against them. And then against SBBS, first game of the night, we were winning, and then 90th minute they just got a goal in the 90th minute, which happens. And then against Orex, the 8:25 game, like it's just because we don't do bad, but Cobes had a mare that game, basically. The first one, he got the ball to feet, tried to clear it, went to them and went straight in the net. So that was 1-0. The second one was, it didn't lock on or something, and it just gifted them 2 goals, and our morale was just shit from that straight away. You know what I mean? Because we weren't even playing bad. Like we played better than them, but they just got they get the luck on their side, and we don't seem to get that. Maybe there's other teams that are like me, and teams seem to get more luck than others, but yeah. I think another good video that you guys should probably do is what they call club facilities people have, because that plays an important factor in these top tier clubs. Like we only have Tiki Taka on, but I'm pretty sure like your Madame, your Famali Cow and all them probably have like set ones, because you know how tactical these guys go into the game.
I don't get. I have 100% tried to get their tactics before, and they protect them with their lives, Delossa. Trying to get that insider information is difficult.
Because normally we do the build and 8ball's there and just be like, he puts this on because his club's facilities they use X, and we never get that with them.
Yeah, they're keeping it to themselves.
Why would
keeping it to themselves? They know something in it.
It's
they know
fine
something.
margins at the end of the day, isn't it? So
There's
I
going to be some
get it.
espionage there. I'm going
I
to ask
get it.
people.
I
But I
get it.
think, I mean, it's a good game, this one, but I think EA just need to. I mean, with the L1 triangles, they do work, but I think they need to reduce the defenders a little bit, whereas there's not a big dominance in every single play. Like if you do a
Yeah.
long ball and the striker's through, like they should stay through. They shouldn't just automatically centre back just jump like Peter Pan in the air and just head the ball. Like it shouldn't be
Yeah.
like that. But and
No,
then
no, I
obviously
think they've
lock-ons.
auto-corrected it. Yeah, they've auto-corrected too much, and we kept saying there's certain things like last cycle you had world-class defenders, but then you got your average defenders acting like world-class defenders. Defending on the last game was, in my opinion, a lot easier. You see it a lot more different now, and the keepers were the main thing where the amount of rebound goals we saw on screen were just like, just shoot. It will rebound to somewhere, and you get the scramble in the
Yeah.
box. Just this time you shoot, and the goalkeeper catches it, and it sticks. They've auto-corrected some things
Yeah.
here where you kind of need to find a middle ground and make it a little bit more natural.
Yeah. I think. I mean, you've casted so many games like this new season, and I think you guys can agree with me. The only goals you're kind of seeing is double X's into the final third, first time shots, low driven shots, like moving up ball fast. Like, yeah, it's good, but the top teams can't even do skill moves now because they're not even effective. Like,
Yeah,
we need
that's true.
it's fun. It's nice to see that bit of flair. You know what I mean? It's just that's what EA needs to fix. Just fix the sort of like balance between skill moves and just not. They're making the game for the casual player to make it easier for them, which I get.
Yes,
But
I agree with that.
there needs to be some sort of skill level. Well, there is at the minute anyway with Fama and Madame. They've got some secret tactics in their facilities that I need to get hold of. Do you know what I mean? They win everything, mate. So.
To be fair, mate, that's the next thing. You've just got to go in like every club facilities have to have these two on, and that's it. That's all you can do.
Yeah, but the game's enjoyable, and it just needs. I think the tick attack is there. They just need to balance it out in the final third and not
Well,
have
this
super
gameplay
gimmick.
is so much better. I mean, if I read you all the results for, I write everything down from the streams we done last year. The amount of 1-0s, 2-0s, 0-0s you'll see is absolutely wild. At least this game, like you look across the board, and even tonight, the results 2-0, 4-1, 3-2, 3-1. Like you've got good content, and people are enjoying the game because they're not sitting there and be like, standard another 0-0. Are you seeing that across the board in like the gameplay from your side of things this year?
I mean, yeah, like you've seen a lot more goals this year, but they just need to get the balance right where, like, when you're one-on-one the keeper, like, you're going to score it, but the keepers are, like, saving, like, 80% of these sort of chances but I do agree with you, there's a lot more goals this year, which is always good. Like even on FIFA 17, there was a lot more goals and it was a lot better that way. They just need to balance it out.
17. That's how far down you're going.
The last good FIFA we have.
Yeah, that was decent, that one. But that's it, really. I mean, they just need to balance it out a bit. Once the gameplay, when the game just came out, was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. And all the
other than the goalkeepers, to be fair.
Oh yeah, apart from goalkeepers, that's all they needed to fix. Though was just a slight tweak on the goalkeepers so that they can. Because the issue was they weren't locking onto some things, and the right trigger and to save was just not working. So that's all they needed to fix. Everything else was perfect, but then obviously the footies just ruin everything for me. So
yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. We'll continue to strive to do something about that. But in the meantime, mate, I mean, I think we're probably there or thereabouts for tonight. People blaming Pro Clubs Weekly for their losses tonight is where I call it quits for the weekend. I think because
I'll take it. Well, I'm fine with that.
No, we take no disclaimer. We take no pride in watching. No, we take no pride in watching anyone lose on stream. But if you start to blame us, then that's going to change very quickly. Delossa, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
No worries.
And
appreciate you guys as always.
Setting some people straight. It's always good. And we're going to be back on Monday as per usual. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. over on VPG. So make sure you are ready. Make sure you're subscribed. And just go around, just like a bunch of stuff, because apparently it really helps with all the algorithm stuff. So, and like I said, continue to support pro clubs, competitive pro clubs, just any way you can, whether that's liking, sharing, retweeting, whatever it is, joining in. just go and do some pro clubsy stuff. And actually, Delossa, you've got your is it this Sunday the VPG Sunday League starts?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's the Sunday League that starts. Yeah, I was going to say this Sunday, but I can't be saying Sunday every sentence.
So if you're not involved in that,
yeah, this Sunday.
If you're not involved in that, go and get involved. Go and sign
How
up
long's
for
it running for?
How many weeks? 1 second. 3, 6, 9, 12. 5 weeks for the group stages.
Ooh, nice.
That's before Christmas, and the knockouts will start after New Year's. But there's 128 teams. All of them have the teams linked now, so we shouldn't have any team. Like, obviously, we're free to enter competitions.
Yeah.
You know what it's like. Like, you've done like leagues yourself, and you do get time wasters if they lose or they don't turn up for free entry.
Yeah.
So we are bearing that in mind. We are doing checks to make sure like teams are turning up. But now the numbers are good. Like, a lot of the teams are already in our domestic leagues from like Ukraine, Morocco, a lot in UK, Spain, Poland. So there's quite a lot of new
Nice.
teams that we haven't seen in VPG Europe. So it's we added it obviously because mainly a lot of the, well, I'll say foreign, which means outside the UK from where I'm from, have that extra day on the Sunday to play. That they don't really want to play all weekend, but it suits them for playing up one day. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's good numbers for the first season. It's really good. So
That's class.
yeah, it's really good. 128. Everyone's hyped for it, and it just gives me an extra place to trial some players as well, because I have a lot of people coming in, and especially in the Premier, you don't want to trial new people in there as much.
That is a good shout, mate. It could look like a second team. I was like, we'll put a second team
Yeah.
into this. We'll throw a couple of experienced bodies that can be around. But yeah, like you know as well as we will, you play it, mate. Having the Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays dropping in a Sunday as well. That's divorce territory for me, mate. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
That's where it borderlines. That
Delossa's fine. His missus is stuck in a van with him, so she can't go anywhere. That's
Jess plays sometimes as well. I say, quick, if you get the ball, L1 triangle, there's these two buttons, I can get it.
No, Jess is the centre back going up top.
Yeah. She would.
Right, boys and girls, that's it from us. Have a nice weekend, especially on Sunday. Go and join in with all that good stuff going on at VPG. And yeah, like I said, just continue to support pro clubs, and we'll see you again on Monday. Truth be told, we'll probably see you on socials before that, in the Discords and whatnot. But yeah, if we don't see you, have a lovely weekend, and cheerio.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Showing off his mug. Look at that, showing off his mug.
Oh, mate, look at it. It's
Someone told me to spin the wheel, so I'm spinning the wheel.
Yeah, look at that. Look at this.
Love it.
April bought me a
What a shame. Cheerio, boys.